Yo, I'm Matt,
And I'm Joel,
and we're FringeCraft. Today we're going to be watching the third video in our Heaven's Gate initiation series. Heaven's Gate was a UFO cult in the 90s that committed mass suicide.
And right now we're in video 3, and Marshall Applewhite, who's the man talking, he's just professed himself as the second coming of Christ, and we're gonna just jump right into the conversation from there.
Alright, let's go.
With Jesus. Jesus wants me to live an abundant human life. He wants me to have riches. He wants me to have more children so that I can bring them up in the Christian family values. I don't remember Jesus ever saying that what I want you to do is go get married, have families, have children, and together bring all of them, and I will take them into the kingdom of heaven. He only spoke to individuals that said the only way out of here is for you to know that as an individual, that environment is not for you. That tie that binds you to the human kingdom is not for you. If you know it is not for you, then come to me, and my Father will feed me information that can nourish you and help you overcome this world, and will leave this world and will go to my Father's kingdom. Remember, we're not talking about a spiritual kingdom. No clouds, no harps, even though we are talking about in the heavens. But the heavens are no more spiritual than when you go out at night and look at the heavenly bodies and see them. They are there. They are physical. They even move in spacecrafts. Even my Father's kingdom moves in spacecrafts. You could say, oh my goodness, that's outrageous. Well, you don't like the illustrations of chariot of fire, you don't like the illustrations that are in your religious literature that tells of spacecrafts, of my Father's kingdom, cloud of light. They didn't know what else to call it. Even when they saw angels that they said had wings, how else can they say? They might as well said they fly. That didn't necessarily mean they had feathers on their back. It could mean that they came in a flying object, and they came out of that flying object, and that Jesus, when they saw him ascend, he went up into that cloud of light. Now, I'm not trying to make a deal out of a piece of transportation.
So, I think what he's referencing is something popular among ufologists in the Bible known as Ezekiel's wheel. And it's this vision that the prophet Ezekiel has where he sees a wheel inside of a wheel with eyes around all of it. And, religious scholars say it symbolizes God's omniscience. Like he sees everything and he can move however he pleases and such. But ufologists and a lot of modern day UFO cults apply the language to, just UFOs. And so I suppose that he's kind of invoking that idea of Ezekiel's wheel as, there are UFOs in the Bible and these things where we see Jesus ascend into heaven. He's actually ascending in a spacecraft.
Yeah, the UFO Jesus hypothesis, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of common in cults.
Yeah, definitely. So, there's even ideas that if you look in ancient Renaissance era paintings that you can see like spaceships in them.
I did not know that.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, like of the Virgin Mary holding Jesus, and then behind Jesus' head there's like what looks to be a UFO, or maybe it's a meteor.
Like
who knows what it is?
Flying saucer.
Yeah, but a lot of people postulate it's some form of UFO.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So okay, let's get back into it.
But a craft belonging to the level above human is much more than a piece of transportation. It is a workstation. It is a place of service to the level above human. These that are leaving this kingdom level to go with me to my Father's kingdom, to my Father's house, these will not go into houses on some planet like Earth and reproduce and have families and sit and watch television and make scrambled eggs. They're going to be in service for whatever need the level above human, the kingdom of heaven, has for them. And the tools they use, the workstations that they use, are spacecrafts, all sizes. Spacecrafts that are so small that a very small crew could fit in them because of the task that requires a small spacecraft. Spacecrafts that are so large you can't even see the outer extremities of them. They would look like something larger than a planet because the station requires that for whatever laboratory work or experimentation is going on, whatever their work is in that kingdom. How can they be effective servants in that kingdom if they're worried about their children or their dogs or their horses or their cats, or how much time they have to put in at the Rotary or different clubs or organizations? As individuals, they serve one individual, and that is the representative of that level, that is their chief, that is over them for their assigned task. Just as in the task that we're in now with this classroom, these look to me for everything. I look to my older member to fill me in on what their needs are and how I might be used to supply their needs. I'm not just talking about their physical needs, but their mental needs, how they can make their change from human into the kingdom level above human. Now, this is not to say that we know that there is a guarantee that we will all together go on board a craft in order to leave before the spading under occurs. We will go definitely on board a craft to leave when the spading occurs. You can say, well, what's the difference? Well, the difference is we don't know if we're going to take these flesh bodies on board that craft or if we'll leave these flesh bodies behind. We don't believe that our Father's kingdom has much need for these flesh bodies, but it's possible that a spacecraft will come down and we'll walk on board that craft, and they'll take these bodies from us and issue us the ones that belong to that level so that we might begin service. Or it is also possible that part of our test of faith is our hating this world, even our flesh body, enough to be willing to leave it without any proof other than what we have come to know, that we have nothing to fear, that we are in good keeping, that we can leave the body that we're in, whether it's by martyrdom because someone went crazy over our righteous blasphemy, or whatever might happen to the body that we wear, and that we might lose it.
This is some powerful foreshadowing.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's setting people up to leave their flesh behind, which, I mean, I don't know how you do that besides...
Well, they're either going to take us in the UFO or, they're not, but we're still going to go somehow.
Yeah, I don't know
without our bodies.
Yeah, I don't know how people find him convincing after this point. That's all I can say. It's like he's got no evidence, and he's far less persuasive than he was 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Though I still really do think he believes what he's saying.
I do too.
And I don't know how.
Here, take lots of drugs.
Yeah.
Take all these drugs and you'll be on the UFO. It's like, won't these kill me? No, you'll evolve. You'll evolve. Alright, let's keep watching.
We do know one thing. We don't care to cling to the life of this body until it naturally gives up. We don't care to be aborted by the body that we're wearing. We care more to abort it in proof to our Heavenly Father that we're ready to leave this place. We're ready to go into your kingdom. And the students, have to say to my Father, we trust your Son. We trust the one you sent. Even so much that we have no hesitation to leave this place, to leave the body that we have. And we know that whatever happens to us after we leave this body is a step forward from what we have, and that we don't care to be here. Earlier in this tape, I spoke to you of 3 types of individuals that can be salvaged from this respading. One was, I mentioned, those that have overcome enough that they will get an issue of a physical body belonging to the next level and go into service as a crew member working for the next level. A second type of individual that can be salvaged from this planet at this time are those who don't quite reach that point of overcoming when it is time to leave, but are still faithful to the best of their ability in their effort of breaking away and leaving their humanity and looking to us, looking to me, looking to my Father, looking to the next level to give them the strength and the understanding of how they can break away more quickly. So wherever they are, to the best of their capability at the time of our exit, whether it is not ready for issue of a next level body, they may have to experience a time in a civilization that is yet to come and do more overcoming of human kingdom, but they will be in the keeping of the kingdom level above human, just as these have been in the keeping of the kingdom level above human, not only here at this time in this generation with me and with T. That T isn't T's name, by the way. Doe isn't Doe's name. I'm not even given to tell you what my name is, or T's name. T doesn't want you to know it. Okay. I had to put that in there, but just so that you would understand. Okay, the second type of individual that can go into the kingdom of heaven is that one at the time that we leave has not completed that, and therefore the next level brings them back when the civilization is at the point where they can move in and pick up where they left off and do more overcoming so that they will reach issue time by the end of the next civilization that they have overcoming to do in. The third type of soul or individual that can go to the kingdom of heaven now with us and be in the keeping of that kingdom.
I mean, I guess it ends pretty suddenly, but he's getting into a lot of technicality. Okay, so actually I started understanding what he's trying to say is basically so you have to do a certain amount of like task points or whatever. Like think about like you're unlocking your Animal Crossing achievements.
Yeah.
And once you hit enough of them, you get on the UFO, whichever way, they take you through the flesh, or you have to drink the Kool-Aid and die.
Yeah.
And if the Earth gets recycled before you can get your task points, as long as you are still working on your task, they just drop you off in another civilization, your soul, and then you keep going at your task. That's what he's saying.
If you were making a genuine effort at doing it,
and then you can try to like finish unlocking the achievements or whatever in your new flesh body. Which that was hard for me to parse. I had to really think about what he was saying because he rambled a bit. So I guess he's been talking to us. We've seen 3 videos, but he's been talking for like 30 minutes straight.
Yeah.
So it's understandable that he wound in on himself a little bit.
I thought, he says some pretty crazy stuff. One of the things that I thought was the craziest is that he's made the claim now that there are UFOs the size of planets. Like, a UFO the size... Like, think about... There are planets way, like, larger than Earth. But even a UFO the size of Earth is, like, such an accomplishment. Like, that is so large.
I'm gonna be honest, dude. Like, I not only... like, that doesn't... That's the least incredible claim he's making, okay?
Okay,
like,
that's true.
I can totally 100%... Like, if there's an interstellar civilization, there's probably spacecrafts the size of Jupiter, you know? I don't know. I don't know one way or the other.
I suppose. It's just very...
It's...
Like, what is even the manufacturing technique for that? I can't even imagine. Like, I literally can't even imagine. Okay,
that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's...
You've already put it into something that makes sense. If you had it's something self-assembling technology or something, I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure that's already something that's...
But you'd have to have all the materials to do it. And he's saying that these UFO planets exist, and even just UFOs in general, so that they can do, like, laboratory tasks.
Yeah, okay, so I felt like he threw the laboratory task in there just to say something concrete.
Yeah.
Because at this point he's given no evidence for any of the reasons he believes the things he does, and, like, I think he truly believes them, but I cannot understand why. Like I was saying, I think it's because he wants to believe he's the second coming, or, like, he wants to believe he's important, and he likes having the cult around him. But I personally, I don't really buy into his, like, I think aliens, UFOs and stuff is probably real, but I don't see that what he's saying has any truth to it.
He likes having the authority, and, you know, he'll say what he needs within his own purview of what he thinks is reality in order to get it.
Yeah, but he's definitely an interesting character.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, we're gonna move on and watch the fourth video. We hope you've liked this video, and if you have, please go down and hit the like button and subscribe. And I'm Matt.
And I'm Joel.
And we've been FringeCraft.
We're friends. Whatever. Change it up on me.
Alright, later.